winner of this match, Mark, to face the undisputed world heavyweight champion. The winner of this to be the #1 challenger. Before it gets underway, Mark, let's take a commercial break so we don't miss a minute of the excitement.
We'll be back for the start of this main event in a moment.
Skandor Akbar being countered in this match by none other than Mr. T of television fame, the A-Team TNT, and he is going to be in the corner of his friend, the man he calls a brother, the modern-day warrior Kerry VON ERICH. But if either man interferes, Mr. T or Akbar, Mark, this match is over, and it is for the #1 challenger to become the #1 challenger for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. Either Bam Bigelow or the modern-day warrior Kerry VON ERICH will face Jerry the King Lawler next.
Skandor Akbar not at all happy about the presence of Mr. T. And look at big 405-pound Bam Bigelow and Kerry lock it up. They are really at it.
VON ERICH having a test here. Bigelow by far the bigger man. VON ERICH with the muscles and the strength. I don't know how they're going to compare in strength. That 400-plus pounds of Bigelow certainly will give him an awesome amount of strength. Whether or not Kerry is paramount to the task or not, Mark, we're going to have to see. Certainly you can figure General Skandor Akbar out of the situation, courtesy of that gentleman over there in the corner right now, Mr. T.
Yes, Akbar is not that stupid.
I demand Mr. T be sitting down because he has no manager's license.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. As a matter of fact, I signed him a manager's license just a few minutes ago in the dressing room. It's okay. Trust me, as matchmaker, I've handled it.
Well, make sure you sell eggplants.
Yeah, well, you may be my first customer.
Bam Bigelow.
That imposing figure he is, too, Mark. 6'7", 6'8", 400-plus pounds, tattoos all over his body. And he has fought the best in our sport, just like the modern-day warrior Kerry VON ERICH. Truly a challenger for Kerry VON ERICH.
The referee stands Bigelow in the ropes again. They roll around. And these guys have come in here with great emotion, knowing that all the marbles are on the table here with that world title shot.
VON ERICH able to muscle the bigger man about, and that surprised me a little bit. Bigelow trying to get VON ERICH into that corner. Kerry showing that awesome strength as he spun the big man around. Bigelow is going to have to cut the ring in half in order to beat Kerry. Kerry, probably the better conditioned man. He'll have to cut that ring in half, keep VON ERICH on the ropes, keep him in the corners, and pound on him. That's going to be the only way for him to take him down, to use that size to his advantage.
Frank, I'm sitting here thinking, I don't envy Jerry the King Lawler either way.
Certainly not. He's been tested by Kerry VON ERICH and squeaked away by the skin of his teeth. I don't know that he's ever been tested by Bam Bigelow. What quickness! Bigelow! A clubbing right hand to the top of the head, and VON ERICH staggered and dropped like a shot.
And did you hear the response from the crowd, as even they were dazzled by the talents of Big Bigelow?
Bigelow. Mark Nolte, the syndicated columnist with us 2 weeks ago, Mark, he described Bigelow as not being quick. He described him as being sudden. And that is the most accurate description of this big man I have ever seen. He is not quick, he is sudden. He is there, and the next instant, he is like a flash. He's somewhere else.
Mr. T with words of encouragement from Kerry, who bolts in the ring like lightning.
I don't know what he told him, but he ought to be a high school football coach. Did you see the way VON ERICH fired up?
And Bigelow paints his head, doesn't he? That's a tattoo on his skull, and Frank, that would be tremendously painful.
It is. Obviously, he's a man who doesn't mind toying with the pain. A big, rough, tough individual. Asbury Park, New Jersey is a spinning right hand discus punch. Staggers the big man. A second discus punch. And he's still a third. And finally, both men crashing down as Bam Bigelow, the recipient of 3 of those world champion discus punches before the big 400-pound behemoth came crashing to the mat.
Cowboy Falk, the referee, with the count on Bigelow. As we jump in and take a quick break, we'll be back to see more of this main event thriller.
Good idea, Mark.
Tremendous headbutt. And that has really got to hurt from a man with an iron head like Bam Bam.
Look at that one-arm slam. 270-plus pounds headed, but 400 pounds behind it. We have got 2 serious dreadnoughts battling here. The winner to face Jerry the King Lawler, undisputed title.
Count of 2.5, and Kerry kicks out. Bigelow to the ropes. Look out! 405.
Oh, and that's all for the modern-day warrior, I am certain.
But
no. Mark, a quarter of a second away.
And even the the crowd thought he was out of it. We all did, but Kerry's foot and his quick thinking has saved him.
Wrestling is a matter of inches and seconds. A quarter of a second to case that. Nobody home! Nobody home! Kerry moved! He moved, Mark! The second one would have been all damaging. I can't believe he's even to his feet.
Bigelow a little dazed himself with all that weight hitting, and let's see what's going to happen now.
I can't believe Kerry's even on his feet, and there's the claw. We've got the claw. The iron claw is in effect. He's hooked it, Mark.
The iron claw from the modern-day warrior, Kerry Von Erich. Akbar climbing up. Mr. T makes sure it doesn't last long.
And Kerry has hooked the claw. This could be it. It could all be over. He's got him in the middle of the ring, Mark. We're running out of television time. If this thing goes past the television time, we'll bring it to you as our main event next week. We will show you next week, if it runs out, who faces Jerry the King Lawler, the undisputed world heavyweight champion. Right now, Von Erich in control, but he's unable to get the big man on his back, Mark.
No, Frank, I want to see it right now. I don't want to have to wait a week.
Well, you and I are here in the arena, Mark. We're going to see it, but the fans are just going to have to wait. If you miss it in person, this is what happens sometimes. Von Erich with the claw. Bigelow to his knees, unable to get the big 400-pound plus man to the mat.
Frank, we're running low on time. Let me say goodbye for this week. Have a safe week, and I'll let you cover this and say goodbye.
It's unbelievable. Von Erich backing him into the corner, Mark. We're not going to bother with it. We're going to stay with the action as long as we can. Roll the credits right over top of this. Von Erich, a big right hand over the top and all the way to the floor. 450-plus pounds. Bam, Bam Bigelow has hit the floor with a crashing blow. Tony Falk won't call for the disqualification, Mark, because it was the force of the blow that took him over the top rope.
Fans chanting along. With the count by Tony Falk, the referee.
Unbelievable force on that punch. Bigelow backwards all the way to the floor from a big clubbing right hand uppercut. Modern day warrior moving in again. Bigelow now very cautious, Mark.
Here's Bigelow grabbing Kerry in the front of the tights into the floor he goes.
Whoa, there's that suddenness we talked about. Laying there playing possum, and all of a sudden the modern day warrior gave him an opening, and here we go. And
what
now
a mess out on the floor into the post.
Bam Bam Bigelow doing what he does best, and that's marauding people.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm afraid he may have broke a hand.
Kerry back in the ring before the count, and Bigelow did not make it.
And Mr. T's insisted he was watching the count. He was watching the count, Mark. He grabbed Von Erich and told him to get into the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, the next challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship, Kerry